This is Support is Sexy, episode 454. A lap is a lap. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elaine Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I bring you inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and lessons to help you take your business to the next level. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm excited to have you here. You know, it just would not be the same without you. And if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you know that I am so excited that I'm getting prepared for my big trip with Remote Year, remoteyear.com. Make sure you check it out. Now, if you don't know about that, quick story. It's going to be a year-long trip around the world, 12 countries in 12 months, pretty much. Different country every month, different city in a different country every month. Super excited about it. Cannot wait. As you can imagine, there is a lot of preparation that goes into this. Besides trying to figure out how does one pack for a year, I have a couple of things on my to-do list, if you will, my pre-mote list, as they call it, if you will, of things that I want to do, learn, accomplish before I go. One of those things is swimming lessons. And I spoke on an episode recently about swimming lessons and a jewel that my instructor happened to drop during our conversation during a lesson. Today, though, I want to share with you something that happened during my final lesson of swimming classes. So the classes were for, I think it was 4 weeks, 2 classes a week, 8 classes altogether, right? 4 times 2. Yep, that's 8. So in the final class, the goal was for me and for the class to be able to swim a lap. Now, I have trouble breathing with swimming, and as you can imagine, that is a problem. I have to get the technique down so that I can breathe properly, so I can go further and keep up my endurance and all that good stuff. I think it is a mental block, one that I can certainly get past, but for some reason, I start thinking about it. If I don't do something perfect, I stop and it's funny. The swimming lessons have taught me a lot about myself. Some things I knew, some things I didn't know, but I do know and do believe that there's a mental block there keeping me from doing that full lap on my stomach. But the whole class, that was the focus. We practiced some other things, but ultimately the instructors kept saying, we know you can do it. We know you can do it to me about doing this lap. You swim a lap. I would get even 3/4 of the way. So almost there. But then now if I just had to keep going from an endurance standpoint, yeah, I think I could have done it. But being able to breathe and swallowing water and water going up your nose and all that stuff that happens in the pool when you don't breathe correctly, that sort of makes you pretty much have to stop. At least it does for me. Maybe there are champions who can get through that. I'm not there yet. In any case, the whole class, trying to breathe, trying to do it, getting more and more frustrated. The class is only 45 minutes long. So about 5 minutes to 9, I'm in the quote unquote deep end of the pool, which is, just 5 feet or so. They don't have it that deep because children are in there. But in the deep end of the pool, and I'm sitting there like, why can't I do this? I know I can do a lap. I was visualizing myself getting to the other end of the pool, seeing myself get there, the feeling, focusing more on the feeling of what it'll feel like to get there. Then it came to me, one thing that I have been good at in class is the backstroke, and not even the stroke, just swimming with your arms above your head. It's all about paddling the legs. So I've done it both ways, with the arms, with just the legs, and I'm pretty good at it. So I said, okay, 5 minutes left in class. I'm going to try to do the backstroke for swim backwards, whatever it's called. I don't know, when you just don't use your arm. Swim the backstroke, we'll say, for the sake of this conversation, the length of the pool. I did it. I swam the length of the pool the whole way, nonstop, on my back, one end to the other. Got to the end, so excited, feeling accomplished, like, yes, I did it. I said to the guys, they were standing outside the pool, did you see it? Did you see it? No, they didn't even see it. Can you imagine? They did not. It took me 45 minutes to figure out how to do this. They did not even see it. They're like, no, we didn't see it. Do it again. Do it again. Okay. To be honest, between you and I, don't tell anybody. At this point, my legs are like trembling because I hadn't done that before, feeling very tired, almost exhausted, really. It's been 45 minutes playing in the pool, and now here I go trying to do a whole length of a pool in the backstroke. They didn't see it, so of course, I got to do it again. I did it again to the other end, now really exhausted, but they saw the whole thing. I told them at the end, one of the instructors, Chris, the guy I mentioned before, said, yeah, but I want to see you do the front stroke. I want to see you do the front stroke. I said, look, you didn't say that I had to do the front stroke. You said I had to do a lap, and I did a lap. And you know what? I got my certificate at the end of that class. Now, aside from me being able to brag to you about getting my certificate and yes, putting it on the refrigerator like I'm 5 years old, I wanted to share with you this lesson. Let go of the how. Let go of what it has to look like for you to, in this case, swim your lap. A lap is a lap. And that is what I told myself once I thought about, well, how am I going to do this? What are the ways that I can get from this end of the pool to that end of the pool? Let me try the way that I know, the way that works, letting go of what it has to look like. Maybe not following the rules, even though they didn't tell me that was a rule. I don't think they thought of me doing it another way. So sometimes you do something that someone didn't even think about doing it that way. The thing was, as soon as I let go of the how, the mental block disappeared because I figured out this is a way that I can do this thing well. This is a way that I can go from here and reach my goal. This is a way that I can have that feeling of success. This is the way I can complete my lap. So whatever thing you're thinking about right now, if you have a mental block or you just need some time to learn whatever it is, that's what I think it is for me with swimming the front stroke. I just need more time to practice. I'm going to get it. That's the thing. I know I'm going to get it, but I knew I wasn't going to get it in that class by 9 o'clock. Still, there was a way, if I let go of the how, of me to figure out how to go from one end to the other. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever the block is, whatever you want to accomplish, whatever you want to learn, whatever kind of trip you want to take, let go of the how. And this is something that we've talked about a lot on the podcast before. But again, I think this lesson really brings it home. At least I hope it does. Make sure that you're not holding yourself back or keeping yourself stuck just because you're worried about what it's quote unquote supposed to look like or what everyone else says it's supposed to look like. They say do a lap, you do a lap, it's done. Once it's done, it's done. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that comes to your website, anything in your business, etc. You want to be proud of it. Like I was proud when I did do my lap. I did it as gracefully as I could. Did it look like what everyone else's expectations were, even my own? Maybe not, but it was completed and I got my certificate and I felt amazing doing it and figuring out how can I go from here and complete my goal. So that's what I want you to focus on. Focus on your lap. How can you complete this lap? Don't get caught up in what it's going to look like, certainly, as we've already said, but also who's going to help you, what the support is going to look like, how you're going to, quote unquote, make it happen, even though, we're trying not to use that phrase too much, make it happen. I believe you do the work and the universe makes it happen. But don't get caught up in any of that. Just focus on this is what I want to do. This is what I want it to feel like when I get there. I'm going to figure out the best way that I can do it so I can complete my lap. A lap is a lap. All right. So thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. Hopefully this lesson made sense. Thank you for swimming with me. Swimming or listening to this episode of the podcast. I appreciate you. Now, until we chat again, always remember that you deserve support. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.